Phil Parsons starting to pull just a little bit ahead of Kenny Schrader, who is riding third. Morgan Shepherd with a good move into fourth. Then it's Neil Bonnet and Davey Allison. Jeff Bodine is seventh.
Phil Parsons to within a half a car length of Darrell Waltrip as they run down at the bottom of the racetrack here in turn 4. Waltrip your leader. Phil Parsons in second. We've got a smoking car in turn number 4. That is Kowicki. He goes sideways. Tags Cale Yarbrough. Yarborough's car catches fire, and we've got trouble all over the racetrack here at the exit of turn 4.
At least 4 cars have slammed together. A hard crash for Cale Yarbrough into the outside retaining wall. Alan Kowicki has damage on his car, as there are cars, at least 5 or 6, scattered all over the big apron of that track coming out of turn number 4. Caution is obviously on the speedway. Let's go back to turn 4.
Well, Barney, it happened as Alan Kowicki appeared to have some problems. There was smoke coming from the car. He tried to keep it out of the groove, trying to run high in turn 4. The car came around on him. He tagged Cale Yarbrough. Cale's car caught fire for a moment, and then there was just so much smoke as they came off of turn number 4. There were several other cars that got into it as well.
Now the other cars, again, recapping: Kowicki, Benny Parsons, Brett Bodine's machine is involved. Cale Yarborough's car is still sitting up against the outside retaining wall. Derek Cope's Purelator car is still sitting in the middle of the racetrack. Ken Bouchard has managed to come down pit road to the attention of Cheech Gardy and the crew. Also, the Ernie Irvin machine now on pit lane for service. Let's go back up to Pat Gonzalez.
Well, as we said, Eli, it was Kowicki who, as he came by the Daytona USA sign halfway around the far east end of the banking here, smoke pouring from the car. He tried to keep it under control, but as he was coming off at turn number 4, the car just went sideways on him. He did tag Cale's car. That caught fire, and then with all of the smoke here, with the rubber and the tires smoking off at turn number 4, there were, as you mentioned, several other drivers who got into it, but the field going very slowly here now through turn number 4. As we look over there, there is debris on the racetrack, so they're being very cautious as they go through here not to cut down a tire.
Alan Kowicki apparently out of his car and walking around. There are 3 or 4 ambulances in the vicinity attending to the drivers to check on them, and as soon as we have any word of any condition there, if there is any driver injured, we will pass it along to you. Here's Richard Petty coming onto pit road, but there are at least 4 cars that have suffered some heavy damage up there. Benny Parsons, Cale Yarbrough, and Brett Bodine and Alan Kowicki's car all took some pretty hard licks.
Cale Yarbrough now is trotting across the racetrack. He has safety officials on either side of him, but Cale was walking under his own power. That is good news. Brett Bodine has climbed from Bud Moore's machine, so that obviously is encouraging. The 68 car for Derek Cope, that is the Purelator Filters machine, has now been put back in gear, and he is driving it around through some of the safety vehicles there, so evidently Derek is okay. So that's the update on the drivers as they continue to clean up the aftermath of an accident involving many in turn number 4.